From being present, I call this meeting of Jefferson Transit Authority Board to order at 1:32 on Tuesday, August 12th, 2005. Do a quick roll call first of board members. Let's start with in the room.
Heidi Eisenhower, president and accounted for.
Greg Brotherton.
Nowak, and then those online.
Heather Dudley Nolette.
David Faber.
Did we lose Ben, or is he still out there in the vapors?
Ben Thomas is here. Wait for me.
There's Ben.
All right. Great. And then JTA staff members. Sarah, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Sarah Pack, mobility operations manager.
Amy Hall, fixed route operations manager.
Miranda Nash, finance manager.
Kelly Olson, marketing and outreach manager. Jamie Broke, grants and procurement coordinator.
Desiree Williams, fleet facility manager.
Charlie Clark, human resources generalist.
Nicole Bathier, general manager.
Amanda Watkins, clerk of the board.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll start with public comment. Does any member of the public wish to give public comment? If you're online, raise your hand. If you're on the phone, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute.
I'm not seeing any public comment at the moment online.
All right. We'll move on to agenda. Does anybody have any items to add to today's agenda that aren't there already? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Finance reports.
Okay.
You good to go?
So included in this packet is June and July's financial reports. Going over sales tax revenue for these 2 months. As you know, we earn or generate sales tax, and then 2 months later, we actually do receive it. So for April 2025, sales tax revenue was $650,306, compared to $638,747 for the same month in 2024. This is a 2% increase from last year. And for May of 2025, revenue was $774,605 compared to $678,721 in May of 2024. That is a 14% increase. And year to date, we are seeing a 7% increase over 2024. And this continues the positive trend that we've noted in the first quarter of 2025. For operating revenue, as of January 2024, JTA does not collect fares on current services. Looking at our operating expenses for July, cumulatively, we are at 10.9% under our annual budget. Labor is at 8.4% under budget. Benefits are at 8.6% under budget. Services and user fees are 28.1% under budget. Materials and supplies consumed are at 17% under budget. Utilities are 8.6% under budget. Casualty and liability costs are 3% under budget. Our taxes are 50.1% under budget. Miscellaneous costs are 33.4% under budget, and our leases and rentals are 11% under budget. For our capital activity in July, we had our third maintenance bay construction and the closeout of our comprehensive operational analysis plan. And our budget tracking figure for July was 58.3%, just for reference. And that is what I have for our financial reports. Does the board have any questions? Great, thank you.
All right, next on our agenda is the consent agenda. You probably have all had a chance to review that. Is there any items you'd like to remove and discuss? Or if not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Right. So, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. New business. First is, celebrate the 2025 Wall of Fame honoree. I think that's you, Nicole, is that right?
It'll be me. So every year Jefferson Transit in conjunction with WashDOT honors employees of the year. And this is something that all agencies around the state participate in. These honorees are invited to a banquet at the state transportation conference, which will be held next week in SeaTac. This year, Jefferson Transit is honoring 2 employees, both from the maintenance department. So we're very excited about that. The first is Jim Croce. He began work at Jefferson Transit in 2017. Jim's official title is Maintenance Service Worker. So many titles. But Jim is really responsible for helping us do preventative maintenance on our vehicles. He helps if there's a vehicle breakdown, going and retrieving the vehicles. He really just does everything that's, not a mechanic type position. He always has a positive outlook and a good attitude. Really, when it comes to anything that he's doing, such a strong work ethic. He's always first to raise his hand to offer to help if something arises. So we are very excited to honor Jim this year as one of our employees of the year. The second is Bruce Marsh. Bruce, you will mostly see him fueling our buses in the evenings. He also does a lot of work going out and cleaning shelters and making sure that, that we are up to snuff out in the public. So garbage, taking out the garbage and again, fueling and doing some light cleaning in the evenings to make sure that when drivers come in the morning, that they have a fueled bus, a clean bus, and that we're ready to roll. Bruce is also very eager to take on additional tasks when needed, quick to volunteer. And we just really, really value his time here at Jefferson Transit. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, he started in 2020. So both of these employees have been long-term employees for Jefferson Transit. So just excited to acknowledge both of these individuals, and Bruce will be joining us at the state conference to accept his award. Jim will not be, but that is his choice. But we're excited to have Bruce join us next week.
How are these people chosen?
They are chosen, there's a nomination system, and then the department heads, excluding myself, but the department heads come together and evaluate all of the nominations.
Yay for Jim and Bruce.
Yes.
That's great.
Yay for maintenance.
Job. All right, any other questions or comments?
just good job, Jim and Bruce, and thanks for their hard work.
Yeah.
All right, next is resolution 2520, which is transit development plan adoption. And Nicole, I think again, you're presenting.
Yeah, do you want to take it away?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So we are just asking that the board would consider passing resolution 2520, adopting our 2025 to 2030 transit development plan, which is our planning document that we submit to WashDOT every year that outlines our service and our capital projects from the previous year, and then our plan for operating and capital projects looking forward 5 years. This document is something that we have to reference on grant applications, so we ensure that anything we're looking at coming up is included in this document. So if we see an opportunity to apply for grant funding to complete any of these, it is named, will be eligible. And let's see, we presented it in June. We had our public hearing last month regarding it, and we're just asking that the board please approve the resolution to adopt it.
And just to be clear, the no changes since the hearing.
I have not received, I have not received any public comment regarding it, and no, I don't think we had any.
Just maybe some small grammatical.
Yeah, nothing,
typos, but
no, nothing substantial was changed, so.
Had lots of time with it.
Just a question, how, has it ever happened before that we wanted to apply for a grant but hadn't put it in the plan?
Not since I've been here. Well, actually, no, we did have one where we had to do an amendment to, because this document informs our STIP, which is our State Transportation Improvement Program, which is fed from this document. And we did have, I think, a bus that we had somehow missed adding in here and had to do a STIP amendment, but it typically, no.
Okay.
Typically, this has our
I know you
planned
work-
projects.
I know you work really hard to get everything in there, so.
Try to make sure we don't miss anything.
All right, if there's no further discussion, I would call for a motion to approve resolution 2520.
Move.
I'll second.
You still have a quorum, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
More than a quorum.
More than a
Yeah,
quorum.
I thought David did.
Healthy quorum.
Okay, for a second.
All those in favor, please raise your hand or say yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Next is resolution 2521, proposed service changes adoption. And Nicole and Sarah will be presenting.
So we completed the public hearing, and overall, we've received positive feedback for all of the proposed changes. So we're here today to respectfully request the approval of these changes, which included the additional midday Brennan Run, the extension to the Route 4 Upper Sims Loop, and increased frequency to Route 11.
I would just like to say I'm so excited about the midday Brennan Run.
Oh, good. Good.
I'd like to approve that. To approve it.
And if they are approved, then the change will begin September 29th.
That was a motion. I'll second your motion.
I'll just add that, in my first process of really seeing the public outreach that has happened to get to this point is I've learned a lot from the work that you've done to reach out to the public and both get their input to craft the ideas and look to the future. So it's really been impressed by that. Thank you for all that work.
Sarah, part of the changes, the Route 11 now just goes one direction too.
Yes, it would go in one direction. So that was just a really brief outline, the full details, yes.
And I just say, as I sat through a lot of the comprehensive operational analysis with the team. It was a really thorough and great, I thought it was a great process. And I actually feel like transit processes in general are thorough and good, community engaging processes. And I really appreciated that with this one.
It's comprehensive.
Yeah. Got it, Commissioner.
I will say we had a lot of good discussion at the fair over the weekend too. We, I think Kelly, tallied it up and at least 100 people kind of came to our booth and we got to engage, and that was part of our talking points was making sure that we were highlighting some of our service changes. So I feel like we'll be doing some outreach to let folks know what our changes are, but I feel good that we've really reached out to the community.
Did you get any pushback or?
No.
For Sunday service.
Sunday. Yeah.
Always.
Absolutely.
Well, I will say I rode in a Waymo last week and the future is here. So
Good.
get ready. That's the way for Sunday service.
Oh.
Like the
Autonomous taxi,
Driverless.
driverless taxi.
Oh my God.
What? Wow.
Fantastic. San
Francisco.
Francisco, every time I could. Best driver I've ever had. Like a really good teenage driver. I did not tip them. That's part of the appeal.
Money too.
Maybe not save me money, but.
Oh.
It's the best driver you've never had.
Right.
Oh,
All right, any more discussion about resolution 2521? It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2521. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, congratulations, you guys. That was.
Yeah,
a lot
good
of hard
work.
Yeah.
Exciting. When was the last fundamental service change that we've had?
the number 4.
Goodness.
Number 4.
Oh, that's
Kingston.
Oh, okay. That was a big one. That was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Exciting.
It is exciting.
Next is resolution 2522, revised public records disclosure rules policy adoption. And Amanda, I believe it's you that's presenting this, yeah.
So as a public records officer here, I'm going to present on the next 3 resolutions. This first one is the purpose of this resolution is to revise our agency's public records disclosure rules policy. This policy defines the requirements and procedures for fulfilling public records requests in compliance with Washington state law. These revisions are based off staff feedback as well as a review of other Washington Transit agencies' policies. And here are the proposed changes, renaming the policy, streamlining the name into Jefferson Transit Authority Public Records Request Policy, updating the format to match our current policy template, streamlining the language to remove unnecessary wording while ensuring meeting and legal compliance, adding a statute of limitations section as recommended by the Washington Association of Public Records Officers, WAPRO. This section explains how long requesters have to challenge a denial of access to the records or a closed records request, which is 1 year. Removing the records index section as maintaining it is unduly burdensome. And finally, deleting all the inactive URLs that were in the original policy. So these updates will ensure our policy is clear, legally compliant, and aligned with best practices across the state. Does anybody have any questions?
I had one question, maybe I missed it, but
Sure.
you talk about adopting fees by reference and we don't have to go through the rigmarole of establishing themselves. But then you talked about an appendix that I missed somehow where the fees were outlined, and I was just wondering, do we have to go back and adjust the policy to update those fees, or is it just by reference to?
By reference, yeah.
So
So
they
the,
change on the state level, they just change.
yeah, because they could adopt new statutory fees, and so we'd have to change the whole policy if we change the fees. So the fee schedule is completely separate than the policy. It just references it.
Great,
Good
perfect.
question, thank you.
Amanda, how much time a month on an average would you say that you spend on public records requests?
I would say we don't get that many. We're very fortunate at this point. We only get about roughly 15 to 20 per year, and on each month, probably, I mean, I work a lot on records management, but on actual public records requests, probably about 30 minutes to an hour a month on those.
School spends about 200 hours a month
Yes.
right now.
They're not really targeted, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
statewide.
You're probably in a similar
Well,
situation.
We tend to get huge ones and never any tiny ones particularly. Is that how it is here? I don't know.
Yeah, we get a lot of video footage requests from incidents on buses. We get we get some document requests, which are pretty easy. So not as much of a contentious type agency. So we don't get as many, but we can get a few for sure. And there's a lot of legal implications in public records requests compliance. So
I'm glad to see you removed the index requirement because that was really onerous for us, and
Yeah.
we recently passed a motion to remove that request as well. So I think that'll save you a lot of time if you get bigger requests later on.
absolutely.
Any more discussion? So I would call for a motion to approve resolution 2522 to adopt the revised public records disclosure rules policy.
So moved?
I'll second.
More discussion, all right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Next is resolution 2523, paper records reduction policy adoption. And Amanda, I think it's you again.
This one's really exciting. This is a brand new policy for our agency. We currently don't have a record digitization policy, which is critical for supporting the agency transition from paper to digital record. So as you know, many agencies are doing this transition. And this policy provides guidance to ensure compliance with state requirements for the lawful destruction of paper records after they have been digitized through imaging. I wrote this policy incorporating the Washington State Archives plan to scan requirements, which are included in the board packet, as well as review of other transit agencies' scan and toss policies. Any questions on that?
How do you store, where are the documents stored, locally or on a cloud? And then what's the backup process for those?
So right now they're stored on our server and IT maintains that. We might transition to SharePoint, like cloud storage at some point. We're not there yet. We just invested a lot of infrastructure on our server storage. So right now it's living there and it's manageable. Potential upgrade in the future, but not at this point.
We have nightly backups just for assurance. So
How do you do, is it tape backup or?
I don't
Backup.
know. IT does it.
Okay.
So daily, our shadow IT service, they do a nightly backup.
Mhm.
So they have an off-site backup that they have. So
Awesome. That was my next question. So you beat me to it. Great.
So what do you think this will do in terms of, I know you in building the new bay, there was some possibility for records storing there, but do you feel like you're going to be able to reduce your existing paper records fairly quickly, or what's the plan for the keeping the paper records you do need to keep?
Absolutely. So we have about 100 payroll records that are sitting up there. Now we have a policy in place. We can actually get those scanned in.
Cool.
And so we are going to greatly reduce our amount of paper boxes that we have. We will need some. There are a lot of boxes that we have to keep for the lifetime of the agency, construction files. And so I think we could probably get our paper storage down by even like 2/3 by doing this.
Wow, that's significant.
Very significant.
Yeah.
I was confused though, like, so that would be an archival record versus the non-archival record, right?
Actually, our payroll is not archival. You can destroy it after 100 years after the birthday of the person that is it's in there. So you actually never go to archive, but they destroy after a very, very long time.
So
So
what would be an example of archival records?
board documents, like board meeting that were signed, well, yeah, all board
Like wet
documents, resolutions,
signatures.
anything with a wet signature that's archival has to be, that original has to be saved. But
And
if
you
we
said
could-
construction documents as well?
Yeah, those remain, actually, those are not archival. When this building is done, we have to keep those for 6 years. So that's going to be a very long time from now, but
I see.
those are actually not archival construction.
And then if I read in section 6, it says destroy imaged non-archival records only after meeting the retention period.
Mhm.
One would hope that we're proactively destroying things past the retention period anyways. But wouldn't that be the same duration?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
If it says destroy imaged non-archival records only after meeting the retention period, so let's say it was a 4-year retention.
Mhm.
Then after 4 years, if we scan it, we would destroy it. And after 4 years, if we didn't scan it, we would also destroy it.
Yes, correct.
So what's the difference?
Well, you can destroy the digital version or you can destroy the paper version.
So as soon as you scan it, you can toss the paper.
Correct. Yeah,
Oh, so the imaged non-archival record is the scan.
correct. Yeah. So we're trying to start with born digital. So all our archival documents are like board meeting documents. If they're born digital, then they stay digital.
Right.
If it's born paper and it's archival at that, whatever it's born as, we have to keep that.
Okay,
Does
thank
that
you.
help clarify that?
Yes, I misunderstood the sentence.
And then if you scan the ones that are archival that you have to keep,
Yeah.
so you can have one place to search for everything. Great.
Correct.
How do you maintain an index of the documents that you have? How do you know what's out there and where it is.
Right now, everything's very manageable. We haven't, Kelly did an amazing job at organizing all of our files, so it's really easy right now. I am working with the various departments to, not indexing is actual every record, so that's unduly burdensome. But I'm working with departments on making a list of all the documents they work with and teaching them like how long it should be retained. And so just basically the type of document, each department will be familiar with that, so.
So do you have like a folder structure that kind of supports that?
It's actually just a Excel sheet,
Okay,
Excel that goes in every department folder.
okay.
But we're not at the place where it's automatically detonated at the right time or something.
No, we're not.
Buttons that you push.
Yeah, it's called an ECM. It's an enterprise management system, and they're pretty pricey, but you can buy that and it will automatically destroy records automatically. And but like Laserfish, you might be familiar with, but we don't have that. We don't need it right now, so we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Well, typically, you're not doing it day by day anyway, right? I mean, you do it year by year, I would presume.
Correct. Not all the time.
Good stuff. Gonna have to get Amanda a nameplate here.
Right. What happens when you do 3 resolutions at once?
I'll move that we approve resolution 2523, the paper record reduction policy.
I'll second it.
We'll give Heather credit on the second there. All right, any more discussion before we vote? Okay, so all those in favor of resolution 2523, please say aye.
Hi,
Aye.
thanks for your work, Amanda. Been the file sorter before. It's a lot of work.
Yes, it is a lot of work.
We appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Third in a row here. Here we go. Resolution 2524, public records fee schedule adoption.
So the PRA, the Public Records Act, establishes basic requirements that each agency must adopt. One of these requirements is the adoption of an agency public records request fee schedule, which outlines the cost of making copies and scanning, uploading email, postage, shipping fees, so on and so forth. So we currently we do have a fee schedule, but it's not board approved. Under the PRA, if calculating actual costs is unduly burdensome, then an agency may adopt the statutory fee schedule, which is included in the board meeting packet. JTA has followed this approach in developing its draft fee schedule. I gathered several examples from other transit agencies and incorporated the statutory fee schedule into ours. So ours is essentially identical to almost all transit agencies' fee schedules. We're all pretty much using the statutory fee schedule. So that's included in the packet. Any questions?
What's the exception? It's on the wall.
I actually haven't seen an example of a fee schedule that's based on actual cost.
Interesting. Well, I'll make a resolution to adopt the Jefferson Transit Authority Public Records Request Fee Schedule via resolution number 25-24.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2524. Any discussion before we vote? All right, all those in favor of resolution 2524, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We are whizzing through the agenda.
I know. Unusual. Can I make one comment on that really quick? Just,
Yeah.
I think it's great to have the times of each agenda item, but if we do manage to get ahead, and this is a pretty rare thing, but we have a member of the public who wants to join us for, say, resolution 25.22, then I think, we might have to wait until 2:15 to start that and wait until 2:30, which is unduly burdensome. So maybe 15 minutes for this item is more, it doesn't restrict us to a time in the future, it might make a reasonable adjustment that doesn't eliminate the public's opportunity to meet us for a
Right.
particular agenda item if they so choose.
I think that's a
I
great.
don't want to slow us down right now. I'm impressed.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a
But
great-
that's a great comment because that's in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act as well.
Right, so I believe we're on to reports and who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So my report was included in the packet. Jefferson Transit staff, we've been kind of our heads down, sleeves rolled up. We've been working on our projects. So first one that we've been really working hard at is our third maintenance bay. This project has been, I think, just an interesting project for the agency and also a learning project as well. In that this is taking a bit longer than we anticipated. It is under budget, so there's that, but it is taking a little bit longer than we thought. And I think it's just us gaining a better understanding of permitting and inspections and change orders and things of that nature. But it is coming right along, and I don't want to steal Dez's thunder, but we did include Barker Creek's last report in Dez's report. So we're making great progress. We're nearing the finish line. I was just hoping the finish line would have been June, but that's okay. We're moving right along. Our facilities maintenance building, again, we're moving right along on that one. Bassetti Architects has been tasked with coming up with the 60% plan. They are in the process of working on that. And we should be meeting with them probably next month for just another good update on where they're at with that plan. Gateway Visitor Center. Oh,
Can I ask, what's your new deadline for the other one?
well, it keeps changing a bit. And right before this meeting, all of us were on a call about that project, and we've been told by the county that we need to wait for some inspections to happen before. It's just a whole big process. I'm hoping early September, but I'm hesitant in that the public setting, as there might be something else that comes up. But I feel like we've hit our major roadblocks and we've tackled our big challenges. So I tentatively say early September.
It's okay if it doesn't turn out to be that.
Okay.
Here first.
Yeah, so Gateway Visitor Center, I had a good conversation with the Board of County Commissioners yesterday about the potential for Jefferson Transit to purchase the property from the county. It was a good conversation. I think I left with some homework. Josh Peters left with some homework. I think we will be headed maybe back to the county commissioners to speak in September. Once we've done a little bit of that homework. So some ideas that were floated were, would it make more sense for Jefferson Transit to lease the property from the county versus buy? What would it look like if we added some type of building onto the property to accommodate a visitor center?
Smaller than the existing one, right?
Much smaller than the existing one. That wasn't included in the site plan that SCJ Alliance completed for us. So that is kind of something else that we would need to look at. We had some discussions about chargers. So good conversation overall. We have some homework to do, and we look forward to going back and furthering that discussion with the county commissioners in September.
But excitement about the idea,
Excitement. There was excitement about
idea especially.
the idea.
Well, I mean, I sat through the Olympic Peninsula Tourism Planning process when they developed their 5-year plan, which they adopted last year. And I can't recall if it was the top, but it was the top 3 priorities coming out of that plan was to create transit connections or transportation connections to ease the ability for visitors to get on the peninsula and around the peninsula. And so this project answers that priority in spades. And that's what I was just reminding folks yesterday was this was a very recent planning process and it clearly articulated that priority and felt like this project was, for me, that's why I was so excited.
And the Dungeness line potential, that's a real value add as well. So
Yep.
yeah, just keeps getting better.
Yep. I won't steal Sarah's thunder because she'll probably be talking about our transit technology project, but that is underway and staff is working with Left Turn, Right Turn on that project. Haynes Place Park and Ride redesign. We have a meeting tomorrow. We being Jefferson Transit staff and Barker Creek have a meeting tomorrow with Bassetti to talk about where they're at in the process. To start, discussing some ideas. It's also an interesting time because the city of Port Townsend is also looking at a grant that would help that corridor in front of Haynes Place, Landis, and Haynes Place in front of the Safeway. So staff is working closely with the city, Steve King, on helping to write some letters of support for that type of project, and then looking at how maybe the city and transit can maybe combine some resources to help get some of those ADA ramps put in and, improve sidewalks, that kind of thing. However, I want to be careful to make sure that the Haynes Place design doesn't undo anything that the city might want to do if we're moving entrances or exits. So there is some coordination to do there, but Jefferson Transit is working with the city on some of their ideas for that project. Lastly, I included just some outreach, some committee and board meetings that I've attended and some outreach. But I'll let you all read those yourself. So I will pass it on to Amy.
Put it on. Well, look at here, we're hiring for transit operators.
I saw the big sign at Haynes Place.
I was just, I'm naive, so I was super excited when we were a full staff, I think for about 2 weeks, but. So hiring, we have one application in, we're planning on doing a class of 4, hopefully, with Charlie's help. Oh,
2 today.
Newsbreak, wow, sweet.
All right.
So September 8th, we're thinking of the CDL training, and then, so it takes about 2 months to get those guys up and running. But we got a good team, so and we're still forging ahead with the service changes and the additional Brennan. Amy and Nicole attended the Peninsula Rodeo Cup. This time of year is all about operators driving buses and obstacle courses. And now that we have more than one driver excited about it, it's a bigger deal. So we actually had a practice session down at Haynes Place. Lloyd once again took home first place at the Peninsula Cup. So there was 11 agencies this year competing. So it was a pretty big deal. He got first place. So he's going on to state. He'll be competing. We'll be there Sunday. So excited for that.
So bummed to miss it.
It's been fun.
So where is the state one?
It is being held in SeaTac this year. So some might say, wah, wah.
Except for King County Metro. They're hosting it there.
Yeah, the big boys it's the big boy transit agency that are hosting this year. So we had a couple other operators. It was the first time that they were competing. So it was fun to have them out and their family members. So it was a great time. It was very cool. We also, Nicole and I met with the Jefferson Aquatic Coalition. Diane McDade and Caitlin, they get her last name. They are moving ahead with a site proposal and they're engaging with transit, which is fantastic. That will be ongoing.
Can I ask one question about that?
Yeah,
You don't want to give up that bus stop on Cedar, do you?
I'm open.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
I even think
Engagement is a
Like-
dialogue, right?
Yeah, I think we have to keep an open mind because I think that's a possibility, even if we were to like have a bus here and a driveway. I mean, I think we have to be open because that's a really good spot.
The transit hub is planned for across Nessus Corner Road, right?
No, it'd be like where that library is.
Oh,
Just because it's already there, we wouldn't do anything. It's just a perfect.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
thanks.
is that okay?
We do under, the part of the COA and that location was that it existed and it required required nothing of Jefferson Transit. But understanding that this would be a big addition to that community, and if we need to re-strategize or rethink about where we would make some connections, we're open to doing that. But obviously, if something's there and it's at no cost, that's the preferred.
Bird in the hand.
The preferred method. But if we need to rethink, we're open to rethinking about how Jefferson Transit can make some connections at that location and, provide a much needed transportation to the Mason Street project, the library and the pool.
That'd be great.
Yeah, this all of a sudden that corner is gonna get really, really busy. So the next step for them is doing the transportation evaluation, which Bob at Habitat for Humanity, they'd already went through it, so a lot of that information is already available, so it's gonna be interesting what they do with that. The other thing that operations is doing is participating in the Washington State Insurance Pool's guest rider program. This is my first time doing it, and Nicole warned me. It's a lot of work. So we had Grant, the operations manager from Grant Transit come, and you have an operations manager and a supervisor, and they ride the buses incognito and give feedback about service, how they're finding buses and how they're making connections and transit operator behavior habits. So we got a lot of good feedback on that. Gary and I went to Pierce Transit, so not the same. But it's just very interesting to be a part of that. You ride buses literally 2 days, get a different perspective. So it'll be good to get all this feedback together and figure out. Yeah, we got some really good feedback about how we can do things better. And vice versa for Pierce Transit. We gave them a lot of helpful information. And then we will be doing intercity transit, and also we will be traveling to Grant, and Grant is similar size. So I'm excited about that. Similar size staff wise and similar route numbers. So a little bit more like not Pierce Transit. Something we could really put our hands around. So we're excited about that, even though it's in Moses Lake. Oh, good. Safety and training update. We are plugging along in getting all operators trained in on the new battery electric bus 602, which has a higher range. And it also has the quantum passive restraint system. That is a system where the passengers can actually wheel themselves on, and they can press a button, they can secure themselves. With the help of the driver, they can have a shoulder lap belt or not. And when they get to their stop, they can press the button and let themselves out, which gives them a little bit more control than having to wait for a driver. And that whole interaction for some people can be uncomfortable. So once we have these guys, our operators trained in, we want to bring that bus down to Haynes Place and invite people to come on and check it out. We also did that at the fair. We did demonstrations for that. So it was fun. All the little kids hitting the green button.
Pretty
Don't.
great. Don't.
Right, that was pretty much it.
What's the range difference on that bus versus the older one we have?
Not much more. It's quite a bit.
They're saying at least 50 miles. Wow. Now, we haven't been doing any testing, but this is coming from other agencies that have the same generation bus. They said you'll be really happy with the extra range you get. You'll be getting at least another 50 miles.
So 601 is like generation 2.5 and this is 3.
This is a 3.0.
602 and 603. So we've got okay.
Bigger battery packs.
And different preconditioning like this one.
Yeah, it has the preheater in it.
Daily ridership averages, we're looking up, which is good. 2024. J-Talk is still on the struggle bus, I say that. So that's still on our and Kelly's radar to try and get over there. This time of year is so busy. Kingston, crushing it. We've heard a lot of good feedback during the fair. That was like the #1 thing that people were excited about. Feedback that we got is Kingston. Yeah. With that.
A question about J-Talk. And just talking to the manager at Claylock Lodge, a lot of people rely on J-Talk as their transportation. They have a lot of seasonal workers that don't have single occupancy vehicles and everything. So I guess I just want to make sure that you connect with, maybe national parks and as well as Claylock, and some of those larger employers over there are really what's gonna, I think, feed an increase on J-Talk.
Every time I've been to Claylock and talked to them, they're very, very. And they went through a process where they didn't have any staff.
Yeah,
They
that's
were-
maybe why ridership is down, honestly, yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a correlation.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. They're like huge supporters of transit.
Before we move over to Sarah, I am feeling bad because I didn't introduce Charlie officially. So we, the board approved us adding a position this year for an HR generalist. And we made 2 offers, and I think I excitedly sent you updates. And they didn't ever start. So, but it turns out that we were not supposed to hire them because we were supposed to hire Charlie.
Oh.
So we were so excited when we got Charlie's application, because Charlie has a long history of transit, managing operations departments, much larger operations departments than all of Jefferson Transit, but Lane Transit and Chariots.
Yep.
Yes, so in Salem and Eugene. Correct. Yes, so so excited to welcome him. He's been helping us with our recruiting and our, streamlining some of our processes as far as what the application experience or what the applicant experiences when they submit an application and, the kind of the whole process of onboarding. So we're very excited.
I'm very excited too.
Yes, so just excited to introduce Charlie to the entire board. And Charlie and I and Dakota are headed to Forks on Thursday. Not only so that Charlie and Dakota can see the operation, but also so I can, just meet the employees, and then also kind of, we had talked about one of our goals is to, kind of wrap our heads around what's happening on the J-Talk service. So it'll be kind of a good opportunity to be there and experience it. But definitely excited that Charlie is on board. And so you may get emails from him, or if you see him here, welcome.
Welcome, Charlie.
Charlie, take credit for the 2 applicants today. I think that's
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can I ask, are we on government jobs? Can people find those jobs there?
So we're not currently, but that is something that is very much at the top of our priority in terms of kind of transitioning with how we advertise positions.
Jefferson County is doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Get on it, so.
Just in the process of doing that, so.
Maybe there can be some piggybacking, because I would love to learn
Yeah.
kind of what anybody else already knows.
Yeah, it's a 3rd-party product that we're having to sign up to. I don't know if that's the only way to get your listings on there, but then it facilitates, it's just one click on government jobs where most folks are looking for public service jobs and are the transit agencies on there. So it's, once you have your resume in there, it's a real easy one click to apply.
Oh, interesting.
It'd be great for you to connect with Sarah
That'd be
in the
fantastic.
county office. She's awesome, and she's our HR
Oh,
manager for the
fantastic.
county.
Absolutely.
And she's got a small team, but it's great to work.
Sarah.
Sarah Melanson.
Yeah.
MELAN. Oh,
And maybe?
MELANCON.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I'm going to take this opportunity to depart and head to the Behavioral Health Advisory Committee. So Thanks for being so efficient and getting all our votes done.
Have a great meeting, Heather.
Thank
Can't wait to
you.
hear about it.
Me too. All right, bye-bye.
All right. So for our mobility side, the transit technology, we've completed the first phase of the software procurement for paratransit software. Consultant left turn, right turn, met with staff and John Noack. We had them meet with the managers, but also with the dispatchers and drivers. We really wanted to get a full view of what the needs are in each area. We've reviewed program needs and challenges and observed. So now the findings are going to guide the paratransit RFP, which left turn, right turn is currently working on. And it's tentatively, it's planned for publication this fall. So we'll keep you updated on that process. Over here at GTA, we're preparing for one of the busiest weekend of the year, really. Wooden Boat Festival. I can't believe it's already here. So we're finalizing schedules. We've been coordinating with Barb Trailer from she runs the Wooden Boat Festival itself. So we're actually going to be meeting with her tomorrow morning again. And we just, look forward to the event and doing everything we can to help, serve as many people as possible. And ridership for Dial-A-Ride, the ridership remains volatile, fluctuations are constant. So, and they vary on seasonal patterns, rider travel schedules, variable trip demands. So it did dip in June, but rebounded in July. In June, from May to June, we were down 18% from 85 to 72 riders. But in June, it did increase from 72 to 76 riders. And overall, we're still above where we were last year. So from July to last year to this year, we were up 9%. Some factors could be sicknesses or just if anyone's traveling on vacation for the summer, seasonal travel. So we'll keep you posted.
I think we'll turn it over to Kelly next.
So at the last meeting, I mentioned that we hired a second customer service person so we can staff Haynes Place office full time now, which is awesome. And since June 30th, we've had about 163 visitors. So that's great because before it was just closed. So now we have someone there helping customers. And I've been trying to track how many calls a day they get. Just see on average 20 to 40 calls a day, which is can be a lot of calls. For conferences and training, I'm part of the TNLI Institute, which is Transit Next Leader Institute. So I did session 3 and 4 in June and July. I have session 5 coming up, and I'm working on my capstone project, which is an agency rebrand. So I'll be working on the presentation for that. And for marketing, we're working on redesigning our main schedule. The Kingston Express, we did a new design, and I'm trying to get them to all look consistent and with their branding and everything. So we're working on a draft for that, and with the new service changes, that one will come out. And same with the J-Talk schedule. I have a new design for that one as well, and I'm waiting for a beautiful photo. So when that's their first field trip, I assign them some photography for me, and then we'll be printing those schedules as well. And I've been working closely with Charlie, which I'm so glad that he is here on recruitment. So we did a big recruitment push for the maintenance department. We had a few positions that were open, and we're going to be working closely with the website and how people apply and just try to make it more seamless and easy for people. And June 28th, we had the All County Preparedness Day. July 28th, we were at the Veterans Stand Down. Just have the fair. Coolest Scene Fair and Parade is coming up in September. So if you guys are in the area, we're going to be in the parade there and also have a booth. And in the packet, I have tracking our social media following. They keep going up, which is good, except for Twitter, which is one that I am just kind of monitoring for the year. And I'm thinking about possibly getting rid of it and looking for a different platform, something that might work better for our area. We just don't have a lot of following on Twitter. So some agencies, the bigger agencies, have big following, but we do not. Our QR code scans, those numbers keep going up as well. And I was really surprised that this QR code flyer that we have that has a code for each of the routes had 250 total scans on it, and we've only had it at events. We don't have anywhere else, so that was kind of surprising. So once we get it in all the buses and shelters, I'm excited to see people will be using that and scanning it. So it's one flyer that you can get to any one of our routes on, which it would be nice. And then our Rider Alert subscribers, we are still working on getting those up. We have 1,400 followers on Facebook, but we only have 304 subscribers for Rider Alert, so I'm just trying to get people to follow that. That's all I have.
Are you trying to change the color with your capstone project, color scheme? The point of-
Well,
Very particular and.
I know.
Color.
Just asking.
Likes their certain colors.
the new website, we had for colors, and so we kept the blue and the red. And if you have noticed some of our fancy, beautiful red shelters that we have around.
Yeah, they look great.
Those are not going anywhere, so I think we're gonna probably stick to those colors, but maybe get rid of the yellow.
Change is hard.
If you get a chance to walk into our break room, you can see that Nicole picked a new wall color for
Oh.
the kitchen.
Well, I did not pick the color because I do not pick the color. I can just veto the color.
The staff picked.
The artistic ones picked the color and I did not veto it.
Oh.
The yellow is gone.
Yeah, that's the same as
Out
this.
here and here eventually will be the new beautiful
Well, we
blue
can-
color as well.
Oh, nice.
Can free up maintenance time to get back to the painting project.
So you said you're doing rebranding and then as your capstone project, but you're also redoing some materials. Are you waiting to rebrand before you?
So I'm redoing the design and layout of the schedules, so then the logo, just change out the logo,
I see.
but the design of it and the layout and everything.
Got it.
Probably stay the same.
Got it.
I know you sent an email earlier, but Vivian, your article about going around the pin
Oh, that
was
was
really
great.
great, and I think that was good for people to hear that you could do that. I think people didn't even know that, so that was
Actually,
really
I've got a
good.
lot of people commenting on how they want to do that.
Yeah,
I'll see if they do.
yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yep. I've heard lots of feedback about people reading your story, and even at the fair, people mentioned it a lot.
Good.
Yes, and I did send you an email about doing a writer story.
I was gonna talk to you today if you.
Okay. I do have to leave at 3 because I have to catch a ferry, but if not, we can catch up soon.
Oh, is it my turn already? Well, everybody took my thunder. I just have little sprinkles now. Because we work so much hand in hand between operations and maintenance, especially with all the new vehicles coming in. Maintenance side obviously is getting everything ready to go to be out in service, to make sure our incoming buses are inspected correctly and outfitted for it and everything. And pretty soon we'll have operator trained and we'll get 602 out there. And we are in the midst of working with Gillig and getting 603 ready. And, so then we'll have 3 out there. So that'll be
Those are
good.
pretty big sprinkles.
Yeah, well, but they are. I'm
They're
just
bus
really
size sprinkles.
Colorful.
excited about getting them out there and testing range. We'll be able to put a lot more electrics out there. I did get a lot of people asking at the fair, well, what route are the electrics on? Where are they? One gentleman said, so how can I know? Because he really wants to ride an electric bus. And I said, well, call in customer service and ask dispatch what route that electric bus is going to be on that day. So you can try to get out there and ride it. So it'll be nice to have more out there and really see what we can do with them.
Do they all have the white band on the top like the first one? They don't. Okay, so that, you can't use that to identify them.
No, the new ones, but the pontoons, everybody's like, oh, the pontoons, that's what they're up there for. So no, they're red, so they look more consistent with our other colors.
Marker on them, have you planned?
Yeah, there's a big one that says 100% electric on the top.
That could be a quick.
Do they all have something that the person can look for that's kind of uniform?
They all say
They all say 100% electric on top. And then they have that rounder top and that pontoons up there, a little taller, and you won't hear them coming. I don't.
They hit you.
Do they have a little sound when they back up? I mean, you have to have the low speed
have a-
sound.
Yeah, a backup alert beeper, like all the
They don't have a
vehicles.
low speed, like electric cars now have to have a low speed
No.
external
no.
sound.
Well, now that Gillig adjusted some parameters on the power steering pump, you can hear that a little bit. But other than that, before, we couldn't even hear. 601 would come pulling in the shop and I'd look up and go, oh, there's the bus. You know, that's how quiet it was, just amazing. But yeah, we're working with, Induct EV was out today. There was a component that went haywire in our cabinet. They got that replaced today, so we have our inductive chargers back up. And we're gonna be starting to do some charge testing, because we did get a lot of questions on how long does it take to charge these vehicles? And, you know, well, I can tell you plug in, don't know yet on the inductive pads that we have right now. So they were out today, and we'll start up our charging testing again too.
I've said it before, but it'd be great if I could charge my phone while.
I know. Send your phone out there, if you get it charging and see if it works, right?
Put it on the inductive charge.
No, no.
Well,
Cover it slightly.
it won't engage because it doesn't speak the same language.
Okay.
But,
And the PUD is excited to come out and do a story
oh, are they gonna come out?
on
Great.
our inductive chargers,
That'd
so.
be great.
But
I'm
I
all
asked them
about-
to please wait until they were fully functional.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I'm excited to have them come out and possibly in all your bills,
Mm-hmm.
you will
Mhm.
see the
Mhm.
newsletter.
Yep. And then, of course, you know, just still working with Barker Creek and Bassetti on getting our third maintenance pay project going. I'm just really excited to see that one moving along. I think it was good for us to be able to go back and redesign all that. I think we're getting just a fantastic design out of it. Our facilities workers are just happy that they're gonna just be in their office for a little bit longer, you know, knowing what they're gonna be able to move into here in a couple of years. So I'm just happy to see that one moving along. I'll be very happy to see the third pay.
Yeah.
I will be bringing in Martinelli's to celebrate. It's closest thing we can get to Champagne and stay legal. And as we were talking about recruitment, my department seems to have the biggest push right now. We're down a mechanic, a maintenance clerk, 2 cleaner positions, and our janitor. We do have 2 interviews tomorrow for clerk, and we have 1 lined up for mechanic. I don't think we had any for maintenance cleaner yet, did we?
We have one that's so far I haven't heard back from. but
Oh, we're
yes.
waiting to hear back. So we are getting at least some feedback on a few. I'd like to see a few more mechanic. That would be great, but at least we're getting some come in. So we're really shorthanded out there, and all the guys are doing a lot of double duty and really holding everything together. So, you know, I'm always really proud of my department anyway, so.
How does all the electric stuff impact mechanics? Do they need different skills or do you?
Yes, of course, they need different skills. A lot of things with the electric right now, of course, because they're new and it is such a new product, a lot of it's under warranty. So we do, unfortunately, if something goes wrong, we have to wait for another party to come in to help fix it. And then as we go, our mechanics will be getting trained on how to properly work on the electrics. But there's still some of your basic inspections you still have to do. You still have to maintain the brakes. It's a whole new different braking system. They're a disc brake versus a drum brake. We had to get some new equipment on handling, taking the calipers and everything off. Still the tires will need to be changed. We'll need to do just regular checks on it. There's different coolants that are on it to keep the batteries cool versus the separate coolant for the other systems. So
You're looking at specialized regular bus, for lack of a better term, and electric bus mechanics?
well, they should be able to do everything because we still have ICE engine and we have equipment to be worked on and everything else. So if they come with some electrical, that would be great. If not, I mean, all of our other ones are learning. We have our neighboring transit agencies that are more than willing to help with training, share what they know. Kitsap has been up here a few times. Anytime they get any training classes together, they let us know. King County's opens arms for when we can get more staff. We can send people over there to learn some more on electric. So it's all high volt, so it's a little bit more safety, a lot more equipment. safety equipment to be out there when you're working on the high volt side of the buses. That's all I have. My thunderstorm's over.
I wanted to share with you guys that, the school district is probably contracting with Barker Creek as well for
Awesome.
for
They are
our
great.
potential big project that we have coming up. So we're really grateful for the feedback that we got from you guys. And I think it'll actually be nice to have them working for the school.
Well, congratulations ahead of time. Your project will be very successful.
Yeah, you're gonna be
gonna love
very
them.
happy.
Parker,
They're,
I'm very, very
they're
happy working with them.
A lot of it
Good with
was
their
your
job.
recommendation, so we really appreciate you giving us that feedback. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, any other board questions or comments on reports?
I can talk about finances again.
Look at you volunteering.
No.
All right.
I did have one finance question, but I don't know if anybody has it. In there, it said fines and,
Oh, fines and penalties?
yeah.
Well, sometimes we get, like we had a, credit card check get lost in the mail. And so, I did get the fees waived, but those expenses have to get paid ahead of time. They have to go somewhere. And then I think last year there was, in the transition between our old HR and new HR, we had a, employment security payment not go through, or the invoice was not applied. So there's a fee and penalty that goes onto that. I did get the credit back for that one. So actually it's on the books, but it's for the next couple quarters, I haven't been paying it because I've got a big credit on there. So they just have to live on the books somewhere.
I wondered what kind of fines were.
Usually,
tickets or anything like
yeah,
that.
usually late payments, things like that. If I can get them waived, I'll work my hardest. And
Mhm.
usually it doesn't happen, but transitions are weird.
It was even weirder because it said 96-23 or something like that.
Yeah,
And then it was 100%. And so I was trying to figure out.
yeah, I don't really budget for fines, so like I hope not to get any.
All right, so we're back to public comment. Does any member of the public wish to give public comment? If you're online, please raise your hand. If you're on the phone, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute.
Okay, we do have one comment from Linda Mack. Am I allowed to talk?
No, it's another one.
Go ahead, Linda.
Hi, my name is Linda McIntyre. I'm also the chair of the Transit Advisory Group. Just wanted to say hi to everybody and appreciate the conversation. There was a brief comment about tourism in transit, and I wanted to take a minute to invite everybody to our panel discussion on just that topic, how Jefferson Transit supports tourism to the Olympic Peninsula. That's going to happen on September 3rd, probably about 6 o'clock. So if you're interested in attending that, please join us. And that is, by the way, the third in our educational series. The first one was on navigation apps for smartphones. The second one was on affordable housing, and the one coming up after that, we expect is going to be on disaster preparedness and response. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Okay, we do have another comment from Margaret Lee. Go ahead, Margaret. You're on mute.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
I had a difficult time figuring out how to attend this meeting, going through the website. I have poor vision, so of course that makes a huge difference for me. I know there are other people who might like to attend your meetings, but where is the public? I mean, there's a lot of interest in what Jefferson Transit is doing. My suggestion is that you make it much easier for people to find the link that would connect them to the meetings. Maybe you would want to engender a list of people who are interested, but I think in the broader community, shown by the experience you had at the fair with all the people approaching to ask questions, that many people, I believe, would like to attend your meetings. If I hadn't received help, would not be here at this meeting. I had one of the employees, she could speak for herself, sent a link to me with the connection so that I could attend the meeting today. I just think the website is compared to city website or other meeting sites that I attend, is difficult to comprehend and to figure out. When I was asked for the agenda, for example, I was sent the entire packet that you received. And I couldn't find the agenda. So that's my comment, is that I think with just a couple of changes to make your site available to the public and advertising, you would have much more public attendance. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
There's no other public comment online.
All right. If there's nothing else for the good of the order.
Can I just reply to the
Yeah.
public comment a little bit?
Sure.
Just to say first to Linda, I will see you on the 3rd. And to Margaret, if you do get the whole packet, there is a link at the top of that page that you can click on too, that's clickable in the website. And I do find it pretty accessible, better than it was last year too. I mean, I appreciate the website updates because there was a big square as well as the public meetings, round little icon, whatever you call it, doohickey. So we can always do better. And I didn't check it out on a phone this time, but I think that the Civic Plus, is it Civic Plus, is pretty accessible on phones too. So we can always work to do better, but the one just going through it is, I don't know if you can lock the square that has the link for a day, you know, on the day of the meeting, so that big square just doesn't cycle through, but it's just stuck there. It's the only thing I could think of to make it more accessible. So
At the top of the website, there is just a sliding carousel, and all of the board meetings are on that. And if you click on it, it goes right to the agenda page. That's all the meeting packets are. I can take a look at the website and see if there's anything else that we can do to make
Yeah,
it
let's do that.
easier too.
Maybe moving the square in the carousel to the first slide.
To the first one.
Yeah, because right now I think it's on the second. So
We'll take a look and see what we can do.
it's
Thanks, Cal.
it's improved. So I know it's never perfect, right?
There are 3 places to get to the meeting from the home page. So I would be interesting to know more specifically what was the obstacle for Margaret.
All right, any other comments? Not, I will adjourn the meeting of Jefferson Transit at 2:45 p.m.